And a producer with RT's video agency, Ruptly, was hit with a gas canister while covering the unrest. Our correspondent, Manuel Rapolo, is on the line now from Ferguson, and we hope he's actually joined by our producer, Lorena de la Cuesta. Manuel, thanks for joining us. Just take us through what has happened there.
Sure. So there's actually, even now, 5 a.m. in the morning in Ferguson, there's still actually quite a lot of activity going on, mostly from police and fire department, who are still struggling to put out a lot of flames. And another aspect that hasn't been getting quite as much coverage, quite as much attention, is the police response this time around, 3 months later. Now, we know that there's been several reports of police, of protesters and people out on the streets being hit by gas canisters. And as you mentioned, one such person was a video producer with Ruptly, Lorena de la Cuesta, and she actually joins me now. We can talk to her about that. Lorena, thank you so much for taking the time. Can you walk us through exactly what happened?
Well, people started to get really nervous when they announced the final decision of the grand jury. And I was doing live and I started walking towards the police, and suddenly everyone started running in the opposite direction. I felt a really strong impact on my leg, and when I looked up off the floor, I realized it was a tear gas canister. So the gas came out and my eyes started burning and I couldn't breathe. It was a bad feeling, yeah.
Did you receive any sort of attention from the police when that happened to you, or did anybody else come to your aid?
No, well, I was lucky enough to be close to my car, so I could get there, take the gas mask and keep filming.
What about the police response in general? Because we did hear that there was automatic gunfire. One police officer said that he counted at least 150 shots. We know that there was the small explosive rounds, cloud dispersants. Can you talk a little bit about the police response that you saw tonight personally?
Well, at the beginning, when they announced the decision, it looked like the police was going to stay calm. The protesters started throwing bottles to them, and they didn't react. But at some point, they started throwing tear gas and pushing the protesters. They blocked the streets, and yeah, we just started hearing shots. They got more and more nervous. So the police response was like, as we all, I guess, we expected, with tear gas and blocking the streets here in Ferguson.
Right. Well, Lorena de la Cuesta, thank you so much. Video producer with Ruptly Video Service. Right. So, like you're listening to, this is a story that you're going to hear from a lot of people here in Ferguson. Is this reaction from the police, like they did last 3 months ago, possibly instigating these protests? But again, what most people that we've talked to are saying is that this is likely to continue on into the future within the in the next couple of days, as outrage continues over the case of Michael Brown, and again the larger issue of racial disparities in minority communities. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Manuel. That was our correspondent, Manuel Rapolo. He was speaking to a producer with RT's video agency, Ruptly. That was Lorena de la Cuesta.